Hey, it's Melissa with the Word. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom of 3. I have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And I recently came across something called YouDance. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know that my oldest, she's 9, has been in ballet since she was 3. So my daughter is specifically taught in the Van Gogh, I don't know. I'll type it here because I'm probably completely pronouncing that wrong, and my daughter would tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong. But she's taught in that style of ballet. She's been being taught by the same teacher since she was 3, and she also does theater ballet. So this is coming at you as a mom of a dance child. YouDance in comparison to like a ballet class. So we spend, let's see, so it was $90 when she was younger. Right now she takes 2 classes during the summer. That's $126 for 9 weeks of lessons. During the school year, she's taking ballet 2 days a week through the entire school year. So I think it runs September through end of May. And that class runs us over $1,000 a year. In comparison, you can buy YouDance for $750 for a lifetime or $39 a month. So, and that's, you're not paying per kid. You're not paying anything like that. It's just a one-time, you can do it, your kids can do it, anybody can do it. And what I love about YouDance is that the person who founded it, she was a homeschooler herself, and she made YouDance completely safe. There is no inappropriate music. There's no inappropriate outfits. There's no ads. There's no none of it. It's not there. They are literally just teaching you to dance. You don't need any equipment. You don't need any of it. And it's perfect. Every single one of the classes are done at your pace. They are all on-demand classes. None of them are at a specific time. They completely fit seamlessly in your school year, meaning, or your school day, whatever. Meaning that no matter how you're homeschooling, if you're homeschooling on the weekends, homeschooling at night, homeschooling in the evenings, that this would fit in your schedule. It provides kids that wouldn't otherwise necessarily be able to go to a dance class, or where you don't have a dance class close by, or you only have the dance classes that are questionable on what's appropriate to be dancing to and moving to. And they are leveled. I did like that. When I opened it up, my daughter was like, well, where do I start? What do I do? And I said, honestly, I don't know. I would start you at the beginning, but I know that that's not for you. And she goes, okay, well, will you read it all through to me and tell me what it all says? So she ended up going with a couple different of the classes. There was a monthly challenge that she did first, and that was like a 4th of July routine essentially, and she really enjoyed that. And the nice thing about that was it actually did teach her a move that she hadn't learned yet. She came running out of her room. She's got a ballet bar in there. No equipment is required with YouDance, but because my daughter is obsessed with ballet and will probably be doing ballet for like the rest of her life, because she tells me that she is going to be a ballet instructor when she grows up. So, I mean, she's 9. It could change. Let's be honest, probably will change. But right now we're gun-ho into ballet. She came running out and she goes, I can't do that move. Miss Summer hasn't taught it to me yet. And I was like, okay, I think you can try it. It's okay. It's not gonna, Miss Summer won't be mad. And Callie goes, I don't know. Miss Summer tells me that I'm not supposed to do things that aren't my level yet. But I was like, you know what? Why don't you just try it and continue on with the lesson so I can tell what it's like and you can tell me if you like it or not. And the literal next week she was in ballet and Miss Summer had her do the exact same move, and she came running outside after class and was like, Mom, I already knew the move. Miss Summer was so impressed that I was trying new things, and she told me she was so happy that I was trying new things. And that was amazing to me, because we have tried other ballet YouTube things to kind of give Callie a few more additional practice times, because 2 days a week is already a lot. But there are options to do 3 and 4 days a week with her instructor, and there is no way with 3 kids I can be rushing back and forth that far. It's a half hour to ballet as it is. It's an hour round trip, plus we just sit in the car because it's silly to drive home, and I'm not for that. So But the few times we've tried something on YouTube, Callie will stop halfway through and be like, Mom, they called that such and such a move. And she goes, that's not that. It's this instead. Like, they're doing it wrong. And I was like, okay, but it's a kid's like ballet class online. Like, I don't know. And it didn't matter which ones we did. If we did older ones, it was too complex for her. She's not on point yet, but she loves this. In all the things we've tried, I have never found anything that works this well and is done correctly, at least when it comes to ballet. I did offer Callie to do some of the clogging or the hip hop classes, and she told me no, she's a ballerina. She is not a hip hopper. I kind of laughed at her. I was like, okay, whatever. But there is like creative movement classes for little kids. My 3-year-old has done the creative movement class and she loves that. And like I said, I love the fact that it's safe. I can let Callie take it to her room where her ballet bar is. I know that she can turn it on and it will not end up pushing her somewhere else while she's watching it. She is on that website. That website is safe. No ads, no nothing. A yearly price is $250, which is way less than I spend a year in ballet classes for just one kid. And like I said, the lifetime is $750. And that honestly is a great deal. That's still less than I pay a year for ballet for one kid. Like, honestly. There's 226 weeks of dance course lessons inside YouDance at this time, with more coming all the time. And there's 5 different genres of dance. There's contemporary, hip hop, ballet, jazz, clogging, and preschool classes as well. There's also quizzes, so you can know how much you're learning in technique and information. There's progress tracking in there as well. There is dance history on each of the genres that is currently available. They also teach training on making sure you're moving with sound, with the music. There is qualified dance instructors, which is really important. There's the practice center where you can really master any of the moves that you're working on. So you can just sit and like repeat the same move and make sure you're learning it. Like I said before, it is independent learning. Everything's an on-demand class. All the practice centers are on demand. The quizzes are on demand. All of it's on demand. They also use correct terms and everything. And they also define those terms. So you can learn the vocabulary behind like, what is a ballet? What is a plie? And where did the word plie come from? Or what does stand in parallel mean? Or where did that word even come from? There's an online workshop. And then there's also a spot for nutrition and wellness. Like in some of this, there's way more than I've even begin to touch base on. I have never seen an online class like this before that is also just as careful and is just as mindful that not all of us want our kids acting in certain ways while they're dancing, and not having to worry about inappropriate content or inappropriate language in a song. And that's another thing, sometimes songs are questionable too. The dance moves may be all okay, but what they're dancing to is questionable as well. And I think that's my favorite part about it. I really do, is that it's appropriate, it's mindful, and it's wholesome in a way that's also super enjoyable and super fun, and also like it's correct. Like none of the ballet was incorrect. I can't really say a lot on the other ones. I could not convince my daughter to try them, but the ballet itself was definitely 100% correct, and I really appreciate that. And I do think that this is something, I don't normally say this all the time for everything I try out and look at, but I do think this is something we're going to keep in our homeschool. It gives my daughter more training, and in a way that somebody's teaching her, because she can't always go to her room and just do it. She just stays on the same kind of thing she knows how to do versus trying and pushing herself. This pushes her, which is also really amazing for somebody who's been in ballet since she was 3. She's been in ballet for 6 years. Like, that's a really long time for somebody who's 9 already. And I have never found a kid, it's designed for kids all the way up to the age of 18, but I've never found a dance course that was so well done that it can teach you how to do something and push somebody who's also been in ballet for 6 years now. And I appreciate that of them. I appreciate that it's still a kid level course for my 9-year-old and appropriate for my 9-year-old, but that there is options in there that really push her and help her learn and improve on her ballet technique and dancing. And I couldn't say enough good things about YouDance, and I appreciate what they have created and what they have done. And I will link a link in the description box below. If you have questions for me, please go ahead and let me know. I also wrote a blog post on YouDance. I will leave a link for that below as well, so you can take a look at it if you're interested, and I will talk to you later.